Hey everyone. It seems like every day AI is getting closer and closer to sounding, well, human.
Yeah,
But
it's amazing.
what if it could go a step further? What if it could actually remember all those conversations and then use that memory to make future conversations even more, I don't know, tailored to us?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what we're diving into today, this whole idea of contextual memory in AI. And we're basing this deep dive on some really interesting insights from neurobusiness expert Marynês Pereira. Get ready, folks, because we're going to explore both the awesome possibilities and the, let's face it, the potential downsides that come with this tech.
It is really interesting to think about how AI is evolving, from simple data storage
Yeah.
to actually being able to use that data to understand and even predict human behavior.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. When you tell, like, your smart speaker to play your favorite playlist,
Right.
that's kind of basic data retrieval, right?
Yeah.
It's just pulling up something you've asked for.
Right.
But imagine if it could actually remember why you love that playlist so much.
Oh.
The emotions that it evokes, the memories that it's tied to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what contextual memory is all about.
Yeah.
And it's really a game changer when you think about it.
Totally. So it's not just remembering what we like, it's like getting the why, like understanding why we make the choices that we do. And Pereira, she points out some pretty incredible possibilities in her work. Imagine like AI tutors that adapt to like your specific way of learning,
Right.
or customer service bots that can solve your problems super fast because they've already seen your past interactions and know how you communicate and what you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Those are the kind of benefits that could like seriously revolutionize entire fields, from like education to healthcare to even, entertainment. Like, just imagine a world where technology is just like seamlessly adapting to our individual needs and preferences. It's pretty amazing. But we also have to acknowledge the fact that with these advancements come a lot of really important considerations about how this tech is actually developed and used.
Yeah, it's like every powerful tool, right?
Right.
It can be used for good or not so good.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the challenges that Per points out specifically?
Well, one of the biggest concerns that she brings up is the whole potential for bias in algorithms.
Oh, yeah.
If an AI system is being trained on data that reflects our existing societal biases, it might actually like perpetuate those biases or even make them worse when it interacts with us.
Oh, wow.
Like, imagine a hiring algorithm, okay?
Okay.
And it's been trained on, data that mostly features, male candidates in leadership positions.
Yeah.
Well, it might unintentionally start to favor male applicants over equally qualified female applicants simply because it's learned to associate leadership with, being male.
It's learned to associate leadership with being male.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
It really shows how important it is to make sure that the data that we're using to train AI is diverse and really represents like the people it's going to be interacting with.
Right, and all of their different backgrounds.
Absolutely. So what other concerns are there?
Well, another really important one is, data security and privacy. If these systems are remembering everything about our interactions, that means they're collecting and storing a massed amount of personal data about us.
Right.
So then the question becomes, how do we guarantee that this data is secure?
Right.
And then who gets to access it? I mean, these are critical questions.
It seems like we're walking a tightrope between personalization and privacy.
Yeah.
Like we want technology to be tailored to us for sure, but we don't want to have to give up our privacy to get it right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Pereira, she argues that transparency is really the key here. Users, like you and me, we should have a really clear understanding of, what data is being collected about us, how it's being used, and who has access to it. I mean, without that transparency, trust just kind of erodes.
Yeah.
And that's not a good foundation to build any technology on, especially something as powerful as AI.
It's interesting because it's not just about convenience, right? Pereira also argues that this like deep level of personalization could lead to like more effective learning, faster problem solving, heck, maybe even healthcare that's like perfectly tailored to your individual needs. But is that always a good thing?
That is the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
While all of those personalized experiences can definitely be beneficial, there's also this potential for what she calls the echo chamber effect. If AI is always tailoring our experiences to just the things we already like and the things we already believe, well, it could just like reinforce our existing biases and limit our exposure to different perspectives.
Okay, so instead of like broadening our horizons, it could actually be narrowing them.
That's the worry.
That's a bit concerning.
Yeah.
It seems like we need to find a way to balance personalization with making sure that we're still like being exposed to new ideas, new viewpoints.
Absolutely. And that's where, human oversight, humans being involved and like intervening becomes super crucial. We can't just blindly trust algorithms to make, all the decisions for us. We need to be actively involved in how AI is developed and how it's deployed, making sure that it aligns with our values and that it's helping to create, a more just and equitable world.
Absolutely.
And a better future for everyone.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential, like the amazing potential of contextual memory in AI, but also like some serious challenges, right? There's a lot to think about here. But before we go any further, let's take a minute and consider something that Pereira really makes us think about. It's like we've been talking about how good AI is getting at remembering like our past interactions and stuff. But Pereira, she asked this really kind of unsettling question. Can a machine ever like truly get what it means to be human?
Yeah.
Can it understand like the nuances of our memories, the impact of our experiences, or is it just like mimicking what it sees without actually understanding it?
That is a question like philosophers have been wrestling with forever, really.
Yeah.
And it's become even more relevant now with, AI becoming so prominent.
Absolutely.
And Pereira, she makes this really important distinction between just data and like true understanding. So AI, it might be able to process tons of info about you, right? Your habits, your preferences, all your past choices.
Right.
But does that mean it actually knows you? Like really knows you?
Right. It feels like the difference between knowing someone's favorite color and understanding why they love that color.
Exactly.
Like why it speaks to them,
Yeah, yeah. AI can like tell us the what, but the why, like the deeper meaning behind everything.
Yeah.
That still seems to be very much in the realm of, human experience.
Totally. Human memory, it's not just a bunch of facts and figures, right?
Right.
It's shaped by our emotions, by like our personal journeys,
Absolutely.
by the way we make connections and find meaning in everything around us.
Yeah, it's a constantly changing process that's completely tied to who we are.
So how do we even like bridge this gap between human memory and AI's ability to remember? Is it even possible?
That's one of the like biggest challenges in AI research right now.
Oh, wow.
Some experts think we need to like come up with entirely new ways for computers to think.
Wow.
Ones that can really capture how complex and like fluid human memory is. Others think we should focus on integrating AI into our lives like even more seamlessly.
Okay.
So they can like constantly learn from us in real time.
So instead of trying to like completely recreate the human brain, we focus on AI that's like more adaptable, more in tune with how we interact.
Exactly.
That seems a lot more like doable.
It might be. But it also, brings up these cards of control.
Oh, yeah.
And autonomy. Like if AI is always learning from us, how do we make sure it's like learning the right things?
Yeah.
And how do we keep it from being, manipulated or used in the wrong ways?
Right. It seems like we're right back to those ethical questions we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Transparency, accountability, and like having humans actually overseeing everything. Those are going to be super important.
Absolutely. As AI systems get more and more advanced, Pereira, she really stresses the need for a multidisciplinary approach, which means, you got to have computer scientists working side by side with ethicists, philosophers, psychologists, social scientists.
Wow. So everybody.
You need all those perspectives, all the different expertise to make sure that AI is being guided by strong ethical principles.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Building a future where AI is actually beneficial to humanity, it's going to take all of us.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the experts, is it?
No, not at all.
Pereira also points out how important it is for users, like everyday people, to get involved in shaping the future of AI.
Right. You, the user, you have such a crucial role to play in this. Your needs, your concerns, your values, all of that should be at the core of how AI is designed. Stay informed about what's going on with AI, Ask the hard questions and really demand that companies developing this technology are being transparent and accountable for what they're doing.
It's like being a a super informed consumer, but like on a much bigger level. We need to think about the choices we make and the data we share and like use our voices to push for AI that's responsible and ethical. But how do we do that in a way that actually makes a difference?
Well, one really important step is to support those organizations and initiatives that are working to promote ethical AI. There are lots of groups out there, they're advocating for responsible development. They're doing research on how AI impacts society and developing like guidelines for ethical practices.
So it's not just being aware of the issues, it's like actively supporting the folks who are trying to address them.
Exactly.
That's kind of empowering.
It is.
It's like, okay, I can actually do something.
Yeah. And remember, your voice really does matter.
Yeah.
The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's being shaped right now. And your choices, your actions, they can actually influence where it goes.
Wow. Okay, so we've talked about like the philosophical side of AI memory, the need for ethics, and how important it is for everyone to get involved. But let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
How about we explore some real-world applications of contextual memory in AI? Like, how is this tech actually being used today? And what does it mean for, our everyday lives? So we've been like really deep in the theoretical stuff.
Yeah. But how about we bring it back down to earth for a sec?
Okay.
How is this actually showing up in our lives right now?
Well, think about those like really specific ads you see online. The ones that seem to know exactly what you were just looking at.
Yeah.
That's contextual memory at work. Those algorithms are remembering all your past interactions and then using that info to, show you ads that they think you'll like.
Okay. So that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
But also kind of helpful sometimes. Like when it actually suggests something I might want to buy.
Exactly.
But is it just ads? Or are there other things that it's used for?
Absolutely. Like think about healthcare. Imagine a system powered by AI that remembers like everything about your medical history.
Oh, wow.
Your allergies, past treatments, even your genetic predispositions.
So it's like having a super smart medical assistant.
Yeah.
That knows everything about your health and can like warn you about stuff before it even becomes a problem. Precisely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about reacting to problems. Contextual memory can be a really powerful tool for like preventative healthcare.
Oh, interesting.
Imagine an AI that tracks your daily habits, your sleep, your activity level, and then uses all that info to nudge you towards healthier choices.
So it's like having a personal health coach
Right.
in your pocket, reminding you to eat your vegetables and get some exercise.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so healthcare. What else? What other areas could use this?
Well, education is another one with huge potential. Imagine AI tutors that remember how you learn best, your strengths, your weaknesses, and then tailor their instruction just for you.
So no more like one-size-fits-all teaching.
Right.
It's like having a teacher who just gets you.
Exactly. And that could be huge, especially for students who don't do well in like a traditional classroom.
Totally.
And of course, we can't forget about entertainment. Streaming services that remember what you've watched, what you like, and can then suggest new stuff that you might enjoy.
Oh, yeah. No more scrolling through Netflix for hours.
Right.
Trying to find something to watch.
Exactly.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So much potential.
It seems like, there's so much potential.
Yeah.
But like we said before, there's also some things we really got to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As AI gets better at remembering, it's also getting better at predicting what we're going to do next.
Right.
And that brings up some big questions about, control and how much freedom we have to make our own choices.
Where's that line between helpful personalization and like manipulation?
Yeah.
Between like convenience and losing control over our own lives?
That is a tough one. No easy answers there. But it's something we need to be talking about, as a society.
Yeah.
As individuals, we got to be aware of how AI is being used and make choices about like what data we're okay with sharing. And as a society, we need rules and regulations to make sure AI is used responsibly.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about the values we use to guide it, right? Pereira's idea of a strong ethical framework for AI seems more important now than ever.
I completely agree. We got to think about the long-term implications of this stuff. Make sure AI is working for us, not the other way around.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. The mind-blowing potential of contextual memory, the ethics, everything.
Yeah.
It's clear this technology can change our lives in big ways, but it's up to us to make sure it's for the better.
And that starts with staying informed, asking tough questions, and demanding that companies developing AI are upfront about what they're doing. The future of AI is being written right now. We all have a role to play in shaping it.
So to everyone listening, don't just passively consume the latest AI stuff, okay? Think about it. What are the implications? And speak up. Advocate for a future where AI makes our lives better without compromising what we believe in, because the future is being written right now, and we all have a part in it. That's it for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.